I'm the first one to be skeptical of a modern action movie with a female lead, and most likely the first one to skip said movie, which was my initial instinct when I saw the trailer for Ballerina, a spin-off set in the world of the John Wick franchise. But sometimes my initial instinct is wrong. First things first, Eve is not a feminist girl boss. Yay! She is a stoic character, which makes sense given her profession, but she shows emotion when appropriate and still harbors a nurturing nature. She doesn't belittle or demean men, and she has to train and work hard to advance her skills. Even after she graduates to fieldwork, the men she fights still knock her around, and she has to find an advantage to win, whether that be an everyday item, a weapon, or the environment. Her trainer tells her she will always be at a disadvantage because men are bigger and stronger, therefore she must fight like a girl. A movie released in 2025 acknowledging the biological differences between men and women? It's sad that was so refreshing to hear and see. John Wick has a small but very significant cameo, and to avoid spoilers, I'll just say John Wick remains John Wick and his character isn't desecrated. Double yay! As for the plot, it's very simple and basic. Eve joins an organization of assassins and seeks revenge on those who killed her father. And that's it. But a simple basic plot that is well executed can give a story a lot of mileage, and Ballerina uses that mileage well. The action was exciting and well choreographed, and Eve having to use a variety of weapons and techniques to defeat her opponents made it believable. The sequences with the grenades, the flamethrowers, and the ice skates were the standouts. Outside of video games, I've never seen flamethrowers used like they are in this movie, and setting that against a dark, snowy background makes for a great scene. However, none of these sequences have the grandiose the audience has come to associate with this world. And while you don't want to compare Ballerina to the John Wick movies, the comparison is inevitable, especially with From the World of John Wick in the title. Ballerina's action is proficient, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it falls short of the captivating set pieces of John Wick. Returning to this world was fun, but Ballerina doesn't expand the world or go beyond its surface. Eve is the main character, but her movie takes place between John Wick 3 and 4, allowing him to make a significant cameo. And while I understand why the filmmakers baited the audience with said cameo, the feminist girl boss problem is one of Hollywood's own making, and is unfortunately to the detriment of movies like Ballerina. There were only a few profanities, but those profanities were F-bombs. Ballerina is rated R, so yes, it's very violent, but it is on par with the John Wick movies. Ballerina tries to say something about choice and fate, and how you can choose to be a killer or a protector, but its moral message gets lost in the nonstop action. Ballerina is an entertaining action movie with well-choreographed fight sequences that are enhanced by the great cinematography. It doesn't reach the height of the John Wick movies, but it also doesn't feel out of place in that world. And while it was fun to revisit the world of organized assassins, I do hope this is the last we see of it. Too often, franchises are continued past their prime and turn into slop. John Wick 4 was the final chapter and a satisfying ending. Ballerina was the goodbye party. John Wick 5 should never see the light of day.